Hello, I'm Sean De Freitas, co-founder of Dingole Limited, and we are an immersive tech studio operating out of Trinidad and Tobago. Today, we're going to present Panjam. Panjam is a virtual reality application that is reimagining music learning for seniors to support healthy aging and well-being. So we all know that music can engage us physically and emotionally. Music can make us sing out loud, or music can make us dance with joyful abandon. Music can even take us back in time to relive a memory of the first time we heard a particular sound. Music triggers profoundly rewarding experiences. This presentation will focus on the influence music making has on brain health and well-being. Those two beautiful people are my parents. My dad looks well. He's smiling. But shortly after this photo was taken, he would begin his journey into Alzheimer's. Most of the time, my dad was elsewhere, except for occasions when he would return to us to sing a calypso, to dance, or to talk about his days playing in a steel pan. My dad loved music, and when everything around him faded, the only thing he remembered was music. And this led me to want to understand the effect that music has on the brain and how it could be used to improve the lives of seniors. So, it turns out that music is scientifically proven to have an influence on brain health. Let me share with you some research. Musical memories are often preserved in Alzheimer's disease because key brain areas linked to musical memory are relatively undamaged by the disease. Music is a powerful stimulator of the brain. It has the potential to be a critical tool to preserve and enhance brain health. When you listen to music, multiple areas of your brain become engaged and active. But when you actually play a musical instrument, that activity becomes more like a full body brain workout. The problem is that learning to play a musical instrument is challenging for most seniors. These challenges limit the adoption of musical instruments among seniors and limit the potential positive impact music can have on their lives. Through surveys, structural interviews, and secondary research, we were able to identify four major pain points for seniors learning a musical instrument. The first is beginner's blues, and this is associated to the frustration and boredom often experienced when seniors learn a musical instrument. The second is physical constraints. Many seniors suffer from bronchitis or arthritis, which makes it uncomfortable learning certain musical instruments. Also, many seniors have both hearing and visual impairments, which make hand-eye coordination a bit more difficult. In terms of mobility, oftentimes seniors don't get to experience the things that they want to experience as they get older. And it just becomes more difficult to access certain things. And in terms of tuition, oftentimes to access the right teacher, to get the right instrument, and to get the education for that instrument is expensive. Our solution, Panjam, uses the intuitive interface of the steel pan, married with the immersivity, interactivity, and presence of the VR system to gamify the music learning experience, making it both fun and engaging for seniors to learn a musical instrument. Panjam's features are solutions to pain points. To address beginner's blues, we developed a multi-sensory system that uses real-time haptic audio and visual feedback to make the experience more responsive and immediate. To address physical constraints, we use the natural and intuitive interface of the steel pad. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. We also implement usability and accessibility design principles, as well as the entire system is senior-centered. To address mobility, we immerse seniors in inspiring virtual environments that make them feel that they are outside their present living situation. And in terms of tuition, we address this by promoting a learn by playing method that uses gamification and reward achievements to allow seniors to learn at their own pace. So, why the steel pan? Why did we choose the steel pan as the perfect instrument to teach seniors music? Well, apart from it being playable, learnable, and expressive, the steel pan really has some special properties. The first is that the play mechanics of the steel pan are a perfect match to existing VR control systems. The second is that it's a pitch percussion instrument, which means that it's easy to learn, but it can also play a diverse arrangement of music. The steel pan is also the only instrument where the notes are arranged in the circle of fourths and fifths, which makes it really learnable. The distinct timbre of the instrument also conjures a sense of warmth often associated with warmer climates. This is really good for enhancing mood and reducing stress. So, there are some constraints to the physical steel pan. In terms of ease of portability and storage, it is also a relatively expensive instrument because each steel pan has to be custom made, and it is also costly to maintain because it must be expertly tuned. However, with the virtual steel pan, there are some affordances. The entire experience can happen in the headset, which is portable and easy to store. It is relatively inexpensive and affordable, and the virtual instrument never needs to be tuned. Why virtual reality? And what are the benefits to seniors? Well, VR is brain active. It is also physical and gets you moving. It is also responsive and interactive. It is also immersive and gives a sense of presence, which is a perfect solution to social isolation and mobility. It is also nursing home friendly, and many nursing homes have incorporated VR into their environments. How does Panjam work? It's really simple. First, we put on a headset, we choose a virtual location, we choose a sound, you enter into a play mode based on a particular game mode. Then you get your score. You repeat the whole process over in order to improve your score. So there's quite a lot happening at the back end. First, the user must select a track from a database of tracks that have been uniquely composed for Panjam in the MIDI format. Each of these tracks are then converted into a timeline sequence, which is displayed in the 3D space. On the player side, the player is given hints and cues based on the game mode as to which notes to play. A listening algorithm matches what notes are outputted by the player to what note is on the time sequence. If there's a match, then the score engine calculates a point for that particular action. In the end, the score is calculated based on all the actions of the user. Is Panjam a game or a musical instrument? Well, actually, Panjam is at the intersection of a game and a virtual musical instrument. Most music-related games are impressive. And what that means is that the game mechanic focuses primarily on the listening experience. That is how most rhythm game genres work. Panjam is expressive. And what that means is that we focus on the musical expression. A user interaction creates acoustic feedback, and it's at the intersection of both game and musical instrument that we could create a unique learning experience for the user. Game modes are an essential feature of Panjam, and each level introduces a new aspect of music learning to the user. Level 1 focuses on the fundamentals. A note will be highlighted as a visual cue. Once struck by the user, the next note in the timeline will be highlighted. This will be repeated until all the notes in the track are played. Level 2 focuses on memory and repetition. An initial sequence of notes will be highlighted. The user must remember the sequence of notes to play. Once the notes in the sequence are played correctly, an additional note will be added to the sequence. This will be repeated until all the notes in the track are played. Level 3 focuses on dexterity and precision. A note will be highlighted and the user must play that note before the next note on the timeline advances. The user will need to play each note at the right time to avoid missing the note. There's also a free play mode, and what is expressed here is mastery. The user can play the instrument without any game mechanic, visual cues, or scores. So one of the things we want to address in the future is social isolation. We've come up with two solutions that we would like to implement. The first is a multiplayer mode, which allows simultaneous players to play within the same space, and this allows them to bond over a shared experience. The other solution is an AI-driven avatar, much like a 3D personal tutor, which allows seniors to have an effective connection with the virtual tutor. Panjam takes music learning and making into the world of VR, using positional tracking, multi-sensory feedback, gamification, and immersion to make the music learning experience less challenging and more accessible to seniors. Panjam has the potential to transform traditional methods of music learning and to define a whole new category. As the global population ages, the potential of music as a non-pharmacological intervention will become increasingly relevant to many millions of people. Panjam is positioned at the forefront of a new and exciting field of research where music technology, VR, and cognitive performance intersects. Thank you for taking the time to join us on our journey to reimagine music learning for seniors.